Here are some dots. If we join the dots, we will see one of the engines on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. I wonder which engine it is. Let's join the dots and find out. Here we go. There's a tender at the back, and there's the cab, and the dome, the funnel. Can you tell who it is yet? This engine's got 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels, and 1 wheel arch just in front of the cab. Do you know who it is? It's Edward. Hello, Edward.
Rusty, the little diesel engine, has worked on the Skarloey Railway for more than 60 years. He loves his job, which involves maintenance on the line. One morning, he was inspecting the line and stopped so his crew could clear a branch off the rails next to the line to the old abandoned boulder quarry. His driver was just about to leave the cab when there was a massive jolt in the ground. What was that? That was weird. Maybe it was an earthquake. Shh! Listen! Driver, I think we should... But before he could finish, his driver suddenly drove him in reverse as fast as he could. Rolling straight towards them was a massive boulder. It missed him by a few feet, then crashed down the slope before coming to a stop. What the hell is that? That is a thing I hoped never to see again. The thin and fat controller came to inspect the boulder, from a safe distance, of course. Many other people came too, including a historian.
Well, Boulder, we meet at last. My father told me everything about you.
How fascinating. Do you realize how sacred this thing is?
Sacred? It almost crushed one of my engines. It's dangerous and needs to be destroyed.
No. This boulder is an artifact that dates over 1,000 years ago. I say we move it to a museum or something. We would secure it, of course. The railway was closed for the rest of the day, and the engines all talked about the mysterious boulder. You weren't here, Jim, but that boulder caused massive destruction last time it came loose.
But where did it come from? No piece of rock would be naturally that round.
That's because it's technically not natural. It was created thousands of years ago by the early Sudric tribes.
Really?
Yes. No one knows what its purpose was or how it was created, but it obviously had some spiritual significance. Some even theorized that it may have been used as a weapon to crush the enemies. But whatever the reason, it stood alone for a long time. No one dared go near it until the Fat Controller decided to build a quarry on the land below in 1998. This, of course, didn't end too well. Now, the boulder was obviously set loose by Thumper's drilling back then, but some say that the boulder enacted his revenge for having his land disturbed. Many people think that this boulder is a real living thing.
What nonsense! It's a bloody rock!
You wouldn't think so if he chased you down the line. It barely missed Percy and ran into a shed full of dynamite, causing the building to explode.
Regardless of whether it has a mind of its own or not, that boulder is dangerous. It should be destroyed.
I know this sounds silly, but I feel if we destroy it, its spirit will come back to haunt us.
Rubbish!
Why not just return it to where it was before the quarry was built? According to Sir Topham Hatt, years of erosion plus the quarry activity made the ground unstable, so it would most likely get dislodged again.
And that's why it's going to be moved to a museum. They claim they can secure it there, but I don't believe it.
A museum? I don't believe it either. That thing needs to be either left alone or it'll just wreak more havoc. The next morning, Rusty took some men down the old abandoned line to Boulder's site to try and find out what caused it to move, and then inspected the area. The last time it got loose, it had rained the previous day, which loosened the rock. However, this time there wasn't a drop of rain in sight.
You're right. Rocks don't just move on their own accord.
The men climbed down from the ledge.
Found anything?
Based on the evidence, we believe that someone was up there and must have accidentally disturbed it.
What a bloody idiot! He could have killed someone.
This area is off limits to the public, so whoever was there technically trespassed.
Rusty remembered back to all those years ago when the boulder went on its rampage, destroying the newly opened quarry. I wonder what happened to that thumper. Oh, he's still around. When I was a standard gauge driver, I saw him working at various quarries. He's quite a funny guy, very chill and cool, though he does have a serious regret at what happened during his first job.
I can only imagine that would be so.
The next morning, Harold was brought into the hills to move the boulder. It was fastened to a strong cord attached to Harold. "All right, Harold, ready for takeoff."
Roger that, tally-ho!
The boulder took off into the sky.
You have got to be joking!
When my driver said Boulder was high, I thought he meant the city in Colorado, not that. The journey went fairly well until Harold reached Croghan's gate.
Oh no! The cord's slipping!
Crap! We'll try and find somewhere to land. Harold started to descend, and that's when it happened.
Oh no. Would you look at that? That is one big boulder. Get away from that! Oh,